Can someone explain to me why we willingly stay friends with people who drain us? Why do we tolerate the ones who gossip behind our backs, take from us endlessly, and give absolutely nothing in return? Seriously, why? If you're constantly trying to lift up a friend, always there to support them, and all they do is unload their problems onto you without ever reciprocating, where do you think you're going? You are going nowhere. You're stuck carrying the weight of someone else's baggage while they keep piling more on. Why would you do this? Why do you choose stress? Do they really deserve to be your friends? All right, let's get real for a second. Not all friendships are created equal. Some will lift you up, push you forward, and make life feel like an action packed, feel good movie. Others, they'll drag you down like an anchor tied to your ankles. In this video, we will break down the signs of what bad friends are. And you better pay attention because for sure you know what I'm talking about. These types of so-called friends, you need to cut loose. The ones who pretend they're in your corner, but in reality, they're the reason you keep losing the fight. And much more, you are slowly losing yourself and getting sucked into an empty void. So buckle up, because this might sting a little. But if you recognize someone on this list, take it as your wake-up call and show them the "Don't Disturb" door sign. Ready? Let's go. Number 1. The energy vampire friend. It's Friday evening, you've had a long week, and all you want is a night out. Something light, something fun. You plan it, you pick the spot, and you're actually excited to shake off the stress. And then they show up. The human thundercloud. They slump into the chair, sigh dramatically, and within minutes, the entire vibe shifts. Instead of fun, it's a therapy session. Their drama, their problems, their endless monologue about how life is unfair. To them, of course. You nod, you listen, you try to be supportive, but deep down, you already know how this ends. You leave feeling like you ran an emotional marathon with no finish line. You don't get to say much because they take over the convo right away, laying down the mountain of issues that only they unfairly are dealing with. Or think of yourself finally getting home after a stressful day. You drop your bag, kick off your shoes, and just as you exhale, you get a text from your friend who is unloading every ounce of negativity she or he collected all day. They don't just vent, they dump it. And now, you're stuck cleaning up the emotional wreckage, drained and exhausted. Here's the truth. Some people don't want solutions. They just want to offload their misery onto you, like you're some sort of emotional landfill. If every conversation leaves you feeling worse, heavier, and mentally fried, that's not a friend. That's an energy vampire, and trust me, it will only get worse the longer you ignore it. Number 2, the ghost friend. Do you have a part-time friend that is only available when they need something? Otherwise, they vanish into thin air, as if friendship is some kind of subscription service they can cancel at will. I'm sure you do. After weeks, maybe even months of silence, they've suddenly reappeared. Your phone screen lights up, you look up, and you see their text. Not to check in, not to see how you've been. Nope, they need a favor, urgently. And of course, you better respond right away because they saw that you read the message. They want you to babysit their kid because there is a place they have to go. Or they need your referral for a specialist, or to help them deal with an unpleasant situation. Now let's flip the scenario. The one time you need them, whether it's for a piece of advice, a shoulder to lean on, or just someone to share good news with, suddenly they've mastered the art of disappearing. You send a message. You see the red receipt. Hours pass, then a day, then 2. Crickets. Next time they finally do resurface, you better be available on the dot. Or else, here comes the attitude because you took too long to reply to them. The audacity. Do you think you deserve this behavior? Why would you try to excuse and forgive them? They only hit you up when they need something and pull a Houdini when you reach out to them. You're not a friend to them. You're their unpaid, on-demand customer service rep. Number 3, the user friend. This friend doesn't care about you. It cares only about what you can do for them. Every interaction is a transaction, and your role? A personal chauffeur, unpaid event planner, therapist, and occasional ATM. They don't check in just to see how you're doing. If they reach out, it's because they need something. A ride? A favor? A last minute errand they can't be bothered to do themselves. Invitations to their events come with a hidden price tag. Bring the cake, bring the appetizers, show up early to decorate their place, and while you're at it, stay late to clean up. They expect a full service experience, all under the pretext of friendship. The moment you stop catering to their needs, their messages become less frequent. Plans suddenly fall through. The friendship only works as long as you're providing it. The second you ask them something, they're nowhere to be found, or coincidentally, they have plans and they can't be there for you. But rest assured and believe it when they tell you they are very sorry. How many times did they say sorry to you? Am I right? Did their sorry fix your problem? Was their sorry honest or was only a tool to distract the outcome? So why would you agree to keep being their friend? This is not a friend. Period. Number 4. The frenemy. This one is a master of disguise. They flash a smile, offer a half-hearted congrats, but deep down, they're gritting their teeth, hating every bit of your success. Your achievements don't inspire them, they bother them. They secretly love watching you struggle, and when life finally throws you a win, their enthusiasm is about as genuine as a plastic plant. They won't openly compete with you. No, that would require honesty. Instead, they play the long game, subtly undermining your accomplishments. Did you hit a personal milestone and you were proud and happy to share it with your friend? That's great, but guess what? They've already done it. Better, faster, and without even trying. They copy your style, your hair color, your moves, even your relationships, slithering their way into your circle like they belong there. And don't be surprised if they suddenly take an interest in your boyfriend, or worse, your ex. They're a hater in disguise. Quite dangerously on some extent. If you think for 1 second that this behavior is flattering, beware. This snake will wait for the right moment to bite. Number 5. The walking on eggshells friend. When was the last time you felt like walking on eggshells around your friend? You know what I mean. The friend who turns every interaction into a high-stakes performance, where your role is simple. Nod, smile, and agree with everything they say. Because let's be real, the second you express an honest opinion, suddenly you're the villain. Disagree with them? You're disrespectful, envious, and disloyal. Offer them a different perspective or insight to their issue. How dare you to belittle their actions and hurt their feelings? Now you're on their grudge list, which, let's be honest, they probably keep written down somewhere. And let's not forget their storytelling skills. You've heard their lies so many times, you could probably recite them better than they can. But do you call them out? Of course not. That would be social suicide. No, your job is to play dumb. Pretend you're mesmerized by their brilliance, and shower them with praise even when you know they're full of shit. If you have to tiptoe around their ego, fake admiration, and swallow the truth just to keep the peace, you're not in a friendship relation. You're in a hostage situation. Find the power and let them find an audience that enjoys their fantasy world without you in it. They are not friends. Number 6, the materialistic friend. The holiday season is here. The time for joy, laughter, and the ultimate stress test of friendship. It's supposed to be about creating memories, sharing small tokens of appreciation, and spreading warmth. Or so the fairy tales tell us. But let's be real. Some friendships turn this into a high-stakes game of price tag warfare. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That moment when your carefully chosen gift isn't just received, it's evaluated. The second you leave, they're on Google, cross-referencing prices like a forensic accountant, making sure your generosity meets their invisible, ever-changing standards. And even if they won't tell you straight in your face the assessment of your gift, they will tell you the assessment of their valuation on the other gifts received. This way, indirectly, they give you the hint and put you on a self-alert. I got my share too. One holiday, I gave a so-called friend a beautiful, thoughtful gift I knew she wanted. I paid attention and took notes when she mentioned it once. In return, I got a hand sanitizer and a picture frame. The hand sanitizer still resonates in the back of my head, as if my hygiene needed a wake-up call. Did you ever receive from your friend a hand sanitizer as a gift? If I had given her that, I guarantee I'd be the headline of a local Hall of Shame group. But since it was her, I had to smile and pretend it wasn't the most insulting gift I'd ever received. In case you're wondering, I made sure it was the last time ever. Don't fool yourself. If your gifts are being weighed, measured, and found lacking, you're not dealing with a friend. You're dealing with a human cash register. At the end of the day, friendships should lift you up, not drag you down. Life's too short to waste your time on energy-sucking vampires, users, and frenemies. If your friendship feels more like an unpaid job, an emotional hostage situation, or a never-ending competition, you've got your answer. Let them go and break free. Do it now. Stop finding excuses to delay it. You are not required to keep toxic people around just because of history, guilt, or some imaginary rule book on friendship etiquette. You do not owe anyone unlimited patience, endless emotional labor, or a front row seat to your life if they don't deserve it. So if you've been waiting for a sign to let go of the people who drain you, here it is. Cut them loose without regrets, without second thoughts, without doubts. It might feel weird at first, but in the long run, you will feel a lot lighter and happier without that toxic dynamic dragging you down. And if for some personal reasons you can't let them go, be aware and keep your book closed. Don't fully open up. Don't give them the key to your heart. Better to be an actor than to be a victim. Know to recognize who you are dealing with and act with care. Hence the saying, show me my friends. I can take care of my enemies. I don't say it's easy. Sometimes we found ourselves tied for years with friends like this. But we need to step out of the toxic zone and realize that we will never get the chance to make a real friend if we invest and stay hooked with the wrong one. You are a good person. You are loyal. You are reliable, honest, kind, and helpful. They don't deserve you. They are not a real friend to you. Let them go. Today. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever dealt with any of these Grinch type of friendships? Drop your stories in the comments and let's talk about it. And if you're still holding on to one of these energy draining connections, consider this your official wake-up call. Time to cut the cord. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. It helps the channel grow and let me bring you even more eye-opening content. I hope to see you around on our next video.